to the groins. No grab rope. Okay.
I can only understand why. I can only imagine why you went to something called Cannibal Corpse in the first place. Were you hoping it was literal?
Judge.
Possibly.
Ready? Go.
Well, no eating out a dead body here. It's Olsson in the blue. Torgovets in the white. And both these fighters could use a big win. Yet again, propel themselves up the standings.
Definitely.
They both saw early exits from the heavyweight KUMITE back in January. Torgovets lost to John Joe Winchester. Oleander Olsson, a surprise loss to the eventual KUMITE champion Nobuyuki Hidoi. I remember that actually was a huge 2KO victory in just about 3 minutes. And everyone was very surprised, the very undersized Hidoi defeating the much taller Oleander Olsson. And little did we know at the time that we were watching a champion in the making. And Torgovets moving to mounted position. He's actually been doing a lot of training. He's been working on his boxing more. He's very much appropriately enough a man who shoves broads into crates, working on boxing.
God damn it. Doesn't make sense though.
Would you believe me if I said I didn't plan that until I actually said it? But I said it and I realized how appropriate it was.
I can believe that.
Well, appropriately enough, here in Kobe Saba Simba, Saba Simba Hall, we only have 3 walls. And Oleander Olsson, 3 minutes into this fight, has full mount. Construction issues, apparently.
Apparently so.
Well, if there was a 4th wall, Oleander Olsson would be kicking it down, as he's been banned from so many IKEAs. Most of the IKEAs in Sweden and Germany have his face on a bulletin board, a cork board, and say, "Do not allow this man in here, he will bankrupt us." And he lets Torgovets up. I think he respects the ground game of Torgovets. It's a little too much nice independent knee. He'd rather stand and bang with Torgovets. He's got the reach and the height advantage. A nice body shot. Oh, body kick. Trading body kicks. Look at that. Good exchange. Olsson ending with the Superman punch. And oh, head kick. This was such ease that Olsson, good flexibility, such ease. He brings that leg up and attempts the head kick. It's no effort at all.
That seems very easy when he does it.
Easy like a Sunday morning, Ken. And Oleander Olsson, it just shows that even though these are the big boys, they can move. They've got flexibility. That's good news for you since one of them.
Oh,
Pile!
that's right.
It's a
that
Gobi.
Bill Pile got here.
Olsson.
Might have another add-on here.
And he is pounding away.
Oh.
Gets the back of Olsson, flips him over. Oh, there's a big cut over the right eye
He is
of
gushing.
the Swede. He certainly is gushing. You see it just splattering on the mat. As Torgovets, look at him, just using it as a target now. And again, he's been very busy. We haven't seen him on too many shows recently. The Mail on a Bride business has been booming.
All thanks to me, probably.
I wouldn't doubt it. He was asking about going for a Kimura here. And Olsson easily able to slip out of that one. And of course, when asked Torgovets what the most important thing about the Mail on a Bride business is, he said, air holes. Plenty of air holes.
That is true.
And he learned that the hard way in the... I mean, everybody makes mistakes at the beginning. He learned that the hard way. A lot of refunds. Apparently, dead on arrival is not one of the options.
Well, I wouldn't care, but
Although it did, as you mentioned, it did open up his business to a lot of necrophiliacs.
yeah.
He said his business did suffer. I mean, he was very frank about it. I asked him. He said, "I said, you know, it must have killed the business." He goes, "Well, it helped with the necrophiliacs, but apparently, people don't want to receive a dead bitch in a box." And I have to agree with him. I mean, no one wants to receive a dead woman in a package on their doorstep.
You want him alive. No.
I mean, the smell alone would just really turn off the neighbors. And the end of the first round. Torgovets looks good. It looks much better than the last two fights we saw him in.
Women should be raw and living.
When you say raw, do you mean uncooked?
Yes.
Just keep fighting hard.
All right, then we're just going to leave it at that.
You've seen him slowing down. Control your heart.
Again, Torgovets looking much fresher after his two fights in KUMITE resulted in losses to Jonjo Winchester and to Pastor Jonathan Coots in KUMITE 5. And he looks much fresher. He's been really doing well here against Oleander Olsson, who is in much need of a win as well.
Ugly bitch.
Olsson, of course, 1-1. His only win was to Gunther Weiss, who, of course, we saw lose to Hirohiro Takahakahira earlier. But Olsson's only loss was to, oh, that's a big swollen eye. The swelling is so, it's not even just swollen, it's swole.
I'm getting some swelling also right now.
That kind of facial damage does something for you, Ken.
Maybe.
We'll leave it at that yet again, and Torgovets using some dirty boxing. Oh, nice clinch fighting. Oh, big uppercut!
Uh-oh.
And he rocks the big Swede. And that's how you neutralize the reach advantage. You get up and close, you get up and in his business. And Torgovets looks very fresh, very spry. Oh, he's out! Rigor mortis might have set in!
Get on the pile.
There's gonna need to be a series of illustrated instructions on how to get Oleander Olsson to regain consciousness.
Damn. Speaking of a bitch in a box.
Well, that box may not be a coffin just yet. But Torgovets,
Nah.
big up, look at that, finds the opening. Slides
Go
it up
here.
the middle. And knocks him out with a huge uppercut. Mikhail Torgovets.
Damn. You know where he's going, right? Huh? Good
The
game.
human trafficker.
Good game.
Well, the human trafficker, Mikhail Torgovets, has just caused some bottleneck with a huge knockout victory